Efforts to bring about a lasting ceasefire in Ukraine appear to be fading as divisions again emerge between the two key players, Washington and Kyiv. That's despite optimism from scaled-back talks in London involving American, Ukrainian and European diplomats. The British government says the discussions were productive and successful and made significant progress towards a common position. But the US wants to move forward on President Donald Trump's goal to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. His proposal could see Kyiv cede Crimea to Moscow.
I just want to see the war end. I don't care. If they're both happy, they both sign an agreement. I have no favorites. I don't want to have any favorites. I want to have a deal done. I think Russia is ready, and a lot of people said Russia wanted to go for the whole thing. And I think we have a deal with Russia. We have to get a deal with Zelensky, and I hope that Zelensky, I thought it might be easier to deal with Zelensky. So far, it's been harder.
Russia illegally annexed the peninsula in 2014 before launching its full-scale invasion of Ukraine 8 years later in February 2022. The Ukrainian president has rejected the idea of giving up ground to Russia in any deal. Volodymyr Zelensky's stance is largely backed by Ukrainians in the capital, Kyiv.
I think if you ask any country whether part of its territory occupied by another country belongs to it, it will say that it is not fine to give up its own territories under any circumstances. Ukraine territory must be integral.
Crimea is certainly a part of Ukraine, and it is not up to any discussion. We must insist on it. We must do something. We must increase defence capabilities of Ukraine. We gave up nuclear weapons, so now please be kind and help us. It is not our fault. It is Russia's fault. Crimea is part of Ukraine, full stop.
For 3 years, Russia was left isolated by the West because of the war. Since Donald Trump returned to power in January, the Kremlin has been welcomed back to the bargaining table, with the US holding direct dialogue with Moscow. But ultimately, all efforts to broker a peace deal have failed to materialise.
The US just wants any deal, and that it doesn't matter whether it's a good deal for Ukraine or a good deal for Russia. They want to be able to show that they are a broker and maybe a power player, that they can have an influence on events. There's a real difference there, because for the Ukrainians, a bad deal is worse than no deal.
Russia is continuing to attack Ukrainian towns and cities while maintaining it wants peace. The Kremlin says it's engaged in talks with the US, but at this stage is not in contact with Europe or Ukraine.
There is a lot of fake news in media. You should understand that any drafts on settlement cannot be public. As soon as they become public, they are not effective anymore. That way, the work is being conducted in a discreet way, and this work must be conducted in silence.